Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day I bid to all. Welcome to our highly immersive program. I am Nurish Kamalia binti Farish and together with me is Muhammad Afif bin Halimi. We are semester 2 Form 6 students from Form 6 Center of SMK Keladi Kulim Kedah Darul Aman. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our live streaming session entitled My Vlog How to Study Smart with our special guest Miss Nur Aishah Budiman from USM KLE IMP Belgium, India. Welcome to our live streaming session.
Ladies and gentlemen, to kickstart our live streaming today, it is my pleasure to invite Brother Amirul Hakim bin Mat Zaki to recite the prayer. Please welcome Brother Amirul to the studio.
Thank you, Brother Afif. Assalamualaikum. Al-Fatihah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Ya Allah, thanks belong to you. You deserve all thanks. Thanks be to you for your continuous favors. Ya Allah, Ya Alim, Ya Hakim. Please bring us out of the darkness of doubt or favor us with the light of comprehension. Ya Allah, open to us the doors of your mercy and unfold for us the treasure of your knowledge by your mercy. Ya Allah, the most merciful of the merciful ones. Ya Allah, make useful for us what you have taught us and teach us knowledge that will be useful to us. Ya Allah, make our tongue full of your remembrance, of our heart with awe of you. Ya Allah, you do whatever you wish, and you are our availer and protector and best of aid. Ya Allah, Ya Fatah, Ya Halim, let our heart be filled with light, insight, understanding, knowledge. Verily, you control everything. We ask you for beneficial knowledge, good deeds, strong memory, perfect understanding, and sound intellect by your mercy, or the most merciful of the merciful ones. Ya Allah, give us all the good of this world, the good of the life hereafter, and save us from the punishment of the hellfire. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Brother Amirul Hakim bin Mat Zaki, for the recitation of the prayer just now.
Thank you, Brother Amirul. So, how are you feeling today, Afif? Do you feel excited for our program today?
Yes, I feel quite excited for such today event.
Yeah, so
And
me
how
too.
are you
I'm
feeling
so
today,
excited.
Nourish? Nervous?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine and I'm so excited for today's program also. And without further ado, I will pass the studio to my lovely math teacher, Madam Haja Aishah binti Haji Osman, as the coordinator of today's program. The floor is yours, Madam.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to all of the viewers out there. Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for giving us this golden opportunity to be with our special guest, Miss Aishah Budiman. So we are having the same name, all right, from Malaysia over to India. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So again, Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala for giving us this golden opportunity to have a live streamings all the way from Malaysia to India. Well, actually, I am not so sure with the pronunciation of the place over there in India because I've never been to India. It's Belgium or Belgium, Belgium or So I hope Miss Aisha will correct me later. Okay, thank you, Miss Aishah Budiman, for being with us. This is a very, limited edition opportunity from my students, Pusat Tingkatan 6, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Keladi, Kulim Kedah Darul Aman, Form 6 students, yeah, to the university students, future medical doctor. Alhamdulillah. All right, and then I also to send my warm regards from the warm regard from my principal, Encik Mohtar, Encik Jafar bin Mohtar, okay, and also from our senior assistants of administration, Form 6 administration, Cik Rofiza binti Ahmad, okay, and not to be forgotten, my wonderful team headed by Miss Huda, okay, and my MC, um, Nurich and Afif, okay, to the person who is in charge of the doa, technical team, Azra, everyone, each and every one of you. Thank you very much. You have done a very good job. Well done. I'm proud of you. So I can see some of the viewers are already out there. Okay, so don't forget to write down your name and your institution so that we can get to know each other. Get to know each other, all right? And then don't forget to like and subscribe the channel as well. Okay, so all the best, team members, technical team, MCs, and I cannot wait to listen to my vlog, How to Study Smart, and also life experience from Miss Aishah Budiman. Over to you, MC.
Thank you very much for the one and only teacher Aisha, our lovely Muat teacher, for giving a speech just now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day I bid to all of the viewers out there. Please be with, please be with us until the end of the live show. Also, please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel.
Viewers out there, it is a great pleasure to invite our special guest, Miss Aishah Budiman from USM KLE IMP Belgium, India, to share her journey as an exchange medical student in USM KLE International Medical Program, Belgium, India. Please join us, Miss.
Hi. Am I audible?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Miss.
Namaskar. Mera naam Aishah Budiman. मैं Chelsea MBBS Chatrahu. आपसे मिलकर अच्छा लगा. Hello, hi. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Aishah. I'm a fourth year medical student of USM KLE International Medical Program, Belgaum. It is a Belgaum, actually. Yeah. Belgaum, Karnataka, India. So, a very good morning. I bid to Madam Haja Aisha. Yeah, we share the same name. And to the moderator, Nurish and also Hafiz, moderator for our program today, all Form 6 students and all audience that joined this live station from India to Malaysia. Okay, so thank you so much for being with us. So basically, when someone is asking me how come I can get hooked into this program, actually, USM-KLE International Medical Program is a conjoined program between USM and also KLE University. So the total duration of study is 5 years, and currently I'm a fourth-year medical student. Another 1 year left before I left India for good. So that is just a brief introduction about my institution and program. Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss Aisha, but we have some questions from our panels.
Yeah,
I
for
would like to
sure.
invite Nur Najiha binti Rosli to ask a question. Over to you, Najiha.
Hi, Nadia. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Miss Aisha. I have question to you. My question is, how do you motivate yourself to finish the study at overseas? Thank you.
Oh, actually, I hope it's a phrase uh, since the first year of my study. We always finish what I started. So, how to motivate to finish my study overseas? Actually, it is quite hard to maintain the same motivation from day one until the end of the day. I'm staying here in India, but then the things that I do is just the basic, I think cliche things, but not not all of us do it today. Because one of the things that I do to motivate myself is I put a large picture of my family members and I patch it in front of my study table. And I also have this small, my 5 years old self picture during my childhood time. This, like, it is a passport picture actually. I paste it in front of my study table also. So whenever I feel bad or I feel down, um, at the hospital or during study because I feel it sometimes it's hard to understand something in my study. So I will look at my 5 years old picture and I tell myself, it's okay, we'll get through this. It's okay, just bear with me. We are going together through this road. It's okay to be sad, it's okay to be down sometimes. And the second thing that I do is that I really believe in friend support. Actually, when I'm talking about friends, even though I have one best friend over here, we share different opinions. Even though we are at the same age, at the same university, at the same course, with the same patient, but because we are different, so our way of thinking also different. So it will result in um, different way in approaching something. So even though we are different, but my senior told me that we need to ignore the difference. When you come here in one batch from Malaysia, we are 50 students here. For my batchmate, the total is 50 students. So when we are coming here from Malaysia to India, we're coming here in one batch. So make sure you're going back for good to Malaysia in one batch also. Make sure no one left behind. That is what my seniors told me, and that's why even though you share different opinions, but your mission to study here is same. So ignore the differences and support each other to finish all of it together for 5 years total study. And that is the thing that we do over here. I also have my study group and we support each other even though we have different thinking level, different thinking style. And then the next thing I do is video call my family members. I think it's very important because uh, staying right here, it is very far from Malaysia. It is a very tough journey. Video call is the thing that makes me feel, that makes I feel that my family is over here watching me study with me together. Video is the one of the platform. And then next thing on how to motivate yourself to get finish up everything that you start is you need to know what is your stress reliever tool. I always mention these things to all people that asking about motivation. You should know what is your stress reliever tool. For example, like if you love jogging, you should reward yourself after finish one topic. For example, you should reward yourself with jogging, jogs in the evening, so it can refreshen yourself up. So that is how I motivate myself to stay here away from my family to complete my study. I hope they answered the question.
Thank you, Miss Aisha, for the answer. That is one of the way to keep yourself motivated for your studies. You may continue your story about about the place over there, India.
Oh, okay. All right. So talking about staying over. Okay, for USMKLE International Medical Program, one of the most highly demand question I got is how come you get into this program? How come you hope into this medical program? Yeah. Okay, actually, as all know, USM KLE it is a conjoint program between USM University Malaysia and also KLE University in India. KLE stands for Karnataka Ligaya Education, and this program it takes 5 years to finish. And I'm coming here under YTP program, which is Young Talent Program under MARA. So basically, it's an educational sponsorship from MARA in form of convertible loan. So the student here, they need to pay some percent of money after they finish studies over here because MARA is not sponsoring fully scholarship nowadays. Since I'm the first batch of students who got this convertible loan, the first program of convertible loan from MARA. Previously, they got a fully sponsorship. But it is okay. So we need to pay a little bit amount of money, like 10% of what they have sponsored over here. Okay. So uh, the next question will be given to me about other questions.
Yes, sorry, Miss Aisha, but we have some question again for you from the panels. And it is our pleasure to have Nur Atika Dini binti Muhammad Anwar to ask a question. You may now ask the question, Atika. So I guess Atika could not be with us this okay, there is she.
Hi, Atika.
Thank you, Miss Nurish. Hi, Assalamualaikum, Miss Aisha. So here my question. Did you ever feel tired and want to give up in studies? If yes, how you overcome that feeling? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. This is one of the most asked question also in my social media. Actually, when we are talking about feeling tired or feeling like you want to giving out in your studies or in whatever you do, talking about feeling tired, yes, of course. I'm a human being as well. I'm a human being also. Everyone, if they are a human, they will always feel tired because, as we all know, humans. Okay, for example, we are talking about our finger, our hands. So when I'm doing handwriting or I'm doing work using my hands, of course I will get tired. My hand will get tired easily because our hand is made up from skeletal muscle. But then, if we compare with our heart, it is from cardiomyocyte. Cardiomyocyte will never get tired. So that's why our heart can get pumping 24 hours without stop. So if we look at our brain, it is same like our skeletal muscle of our fingers. It gets tired easily. So if our brain gets tired, of course, the whole body will be tired because we are a human being, so that's normal to feel tired. There's some days in which I think, oh my God, this is a very productive day. I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to ask a lot of questions to doctors, I want to clear a lot of patients today, I want to study a lot of topics today. There's some day in which I think it is a very productive day. But then there's also days in which I think, oh my God, this is not my day. I don't want to do anything today. I just want to stay at the bed. Don't even disturb me. I want to switch off my phone. Don't call me. Don't WhatsApp me. Don't ask me for out. I just want to stay in the bed. Don't ask me for out. That's normal because we are a human being. But make sure when you are taking a break, make sure it is not more than 1 day or maybe 2 days. 2 days maximum. Because if you take a lot of time during the break, it might be difficult for you to get up and start the new day on the next day. Make sure it's just like a comma, not a full stop when you are taking a break. And talking about giving up, how to overcome these feelings. Actually, personally, during med school, I don't have this kind of feelings yet, and I hope never. I don't have the feelings that I want to giving up in study or whatsoever. I don't, and I hope I never. But then every time I feel like, oh my god, this topic is very hard. I feel very tired. What did I do? Okay, actually, I always remember what this one phrase. Study is a struggle, or in Islam we call it a jihad. Study is a jihad or a struggle. Jihad means struggle. And I also believe in other religion as well. They believe the same thing. Study is a jihad or struggle. So when we are saying the struggle word, struggle we always accompany with tears, with sweat, with the feelings of uncomfortable with something, getting out from the comfort zone. It is not easy. So when we aware with the meaning of struggle, study is a struggle. So that we know, okay, since study is a jihad, we will face all those bad things throughout this journey. Because God already promised all of the struggle will become accompanied with easiness. Like God will give us reward after we finish up certain things. Even if you are struggling in our study, we are struggling to understand something in our study, God will give the reward to us during our struggle. So that is what I always think. Every time I got stuck into something, it's okay. Study is a jihad. Study is a struggle. So at the end of this struggle, at the end of this thirst of knowledge, I know I will be able to taste the sweetness of the knowledge. So it's okay. Just bear with that. Just bear with the struggle. You will get the reward, especially after the akhirah, at the akhirah. So that's what I always think when talking about struggle, study, and all. So I hope that is how I overcome the feeling of tired, and also if one day I want to keep doing my studies, that's how to overcome it. Yeah, I hope they answer your question.
Thank you, Miss Aisha, for the wonderful answer. I'm sure that each one of us will take the advice and engrave it deep into our heart. You may continue your sharing session. I bet the viewers want to know about how your experience and what are types of experience you have in India.
Okay, to answer this question, this is the next question about the experience.
No, it's just like you can continue the sharing session about your experience in India.
Okay, about the experience studying in India, actually, there's a lot of things I want to share over here, but I guess the time is killing me, so I just mention the things that the most interesting point to be shared with all of you guys. Okay, talking about experience studying in India, things that I love so much studying here is because of the availability of the cadaver. What is cadaver? Cadaver is basically a dead human body. In medical, we call it as cadaver. But in a normal layman term, we call it as a dead human body. So there's a lot of cadaver over here that we can use, we can touch, we can explore with the body. On the first day, I'm coming here during the orientation. I managed to see the cadaver with my naked eye. I don't expect I can see it on my first day coming here because it is so early. Like the doctors bring us to this one cadaver room. It is on the fifth floor of our campus, and I managed to see 10 dead body on the surgical level. So when studying in India, it is really easy to get the cadaver. One student, I can say they can get one cadaver. When I'm exploring with the cadaver, a lot of people are asking me this question like, oh, you don't feel scared with the cadaver? You don't feel scared with the dead human body? That is dead human body. Like, you don't feel scared at all? Even my auntie, she told me that, oh, Aisha, when you go to India, I'm sure you will play a lot with the human body, the dead human body. Make sure you, after you finish exploring all the bodies and all, after you finish experimenting with the bodies, make sure when you are going back to the hostel, take your bath and recite Yasin, Surah Yasin, and take your prayer to avoid all the negativity from the dead body from spreading to you. It is very like stereotype when I'm talking about cadaver. But then when I'm touching the cadaver, it is like a mannequin. It is not like a human body. I assume that cadaver like a human, like a mannequin, because I already put in my mind a mindset that is for my study. That is not a human body. So when I put this kind of mindset, it kind of switch off all the fears and negative thoughts I have. Okay, so this is the first thing about the experience study in India. And then the second thing, actually, I really love the spice over here. So India also called as the land of spice. India also called as the land of spice because there's a lot of spice over here. They are the king of spice. But the interesting part here is that uh, since they love spice so much, they even put the spice in the orange juice. On my first week when I'm coming here in India, I went to a KFC. I just want to try their different food. There are a lot of Indian spicy food, and the KFC it is not the same KFC as Malaysia because in India most of them is vegetarian, so the chicken also made from other sources, not the chicken, not a real chicken, but it is made up from other protein sources from the plant and all because people here they are mostly vegetarian. And then when I want to test the orange juice, uh, before I sip on the drink, I saw there's a lot of spicy things at the below at the top of the cup. I thought so weird and I asked the manager of the KFC like, what is this? Is there something wrong in the process of making his orange juice? Because I thought it was there is something wrong when they want to try the orange juice. But then they say, oh, that is normal. This is the spice in the orange. Why? You don't like it? And then when I drink the orange juice, oh my god, it tastes spicy. That is the first orange I taste spicy in the world. It should be sour, right? But that is the first orange taste spicy. But then it's okay because they love spice so much. So I'm okay with that. And then the next thing, one of the things I don't really expect receive here in India is about their ice cream. They have a lot of chocolate ice cream or vanilla chocolate ice cream or other kind of ice cream like in Malaysia. But then they also have this one special ice cream, spicy ice cream. I don't really expect I taste spicy when I'm licking on the ice cream. It tastes spicy. It is like oh my god, they really enjoy this ice cream. It tastes a little bit weird, but then it is amazing for the first try. But I don't want to try on the second time. So that is basically about the experience, the culture difference, the way they believe on something. What I can say about it. Another thing that makes India different from Malaysia is because of their system. So when I'm studying here in India, the medical system over here is different from Malaysia because in India, actually, the way they are treating a patient is different from what we are doing in Malaysia. The treatment plan is different. So, if the student is studying away, far away from Malaysia, when they go back to Malaysia to practice their medical, it will be a bit difficult for them because they need to back revise about all the treatment plans that has been implanted in Malaysia. It is different from what has been used as a treatment plan in India. And then the disease prevalence in India is also is different from Malaysia. For example, in India, I managed to see a case of polio virus individual paralysis. It means the patient cannot move their legs properly because they have been infected with the polio virus. But then polio actually already been eradicated out from this world. Like there will be no poliovirus cases, but the residual patients that got the poliovirus on that time, they also they still here. So I still manage to see that kind of disease over here. But then in Malaysia, I'm sure there is no poliovirus patient, residual patient over there. So in terms of disease prevalence, it's quite different. When I'm going back to Malaysia, I need to again study about the more common disease in Malaysia because it is different from what is there in India. Okay, and then the next thing, which I think is interesting when I'm studying here, is that the lecturer is very passionate. I know in Malaysia the lecturer also passionate, but I also want to thank to all the lecturers over here because I think their passionate level is out of my expectation. There's one lecturer, he is in EMC especially, ear, nose and throat especially. He will ask the student to come to his house in a batch, in a small group, just to make a preparation for study for the next class tutorial. He will teach the student at his house. He will take the student from the hostel, from our hostel, to go to his house by his car, by his own money, by his own fuel, to fuel the car. Like, oh my god, this is very amazing. I don't really expect such a lecturer as this in his work. Like the lecturer wants to take the student from the hostel and go to your house, go to his house and study at his house. This is amazing. So, but lecturer, they are very passionate in this. So that's what I love seeing here in India. So I hope that I hope that could clarify on what is the experience studying in overseas at India.
Miss Aisha,
Mhm.
uh,
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Miss Aisha, did you ever try the orange juice again?
No, I don't want because it tastes weird. But then they like it so much, so I cannot say anything. Did we have other?
Excuse me, Miss Aisha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
We have another question for you from the panel. Now, I would like to invite Jasmine Kaur Sindhu to ask a question. Over to you, Jasmine.
Thank you, Brother Afif. Good morning, Miss Aisha. Did you manage to find any halal food in India?
Thank you so much for the question. This is one of the most asked question also. Uh, before I'm coming here to India, I thought it would be difficult to find any halal food in India, but then it is very easy compared to if you traveling to Thailand. It is difficult to find halal food over there, but then in India it is much easier to find halal food compared to if you go to Thailand. Why? Because in India, majority of them are vegetarian. They practice plant-based food instead of animal-based food. So, since they are vegetarian, so if we eat their vegetarian food, it will be okay for us because it is halal for us. So to detect the food is vegetarian or not, on the food label, they will label this one symbol. It is a green round symbol on the packet, on the food packet. So if they put that symbol, it means that food is vegetarian. So the other things we need to check is whether the food contains alcohol or wine or not. And if it is free from alcohol and wine, we can safely eat that food. So that's why I think to find halal food over here is very easy. Even in India, they are very strict with their rules and regulations in terms of halal food. So that's why when people asking me, is it easy to find halal food? Very easy, absolutely. And moreover, in Belgaum, the place that I stay right now, there are many Muslims. There are not majority, but there's many Muslim. I can say many Muslim over here because I can easily find a lot of halal cut chicken. If I want to cook chicken, the halal cut chicken is everywhere in Belgaum, the place that I'm studying, staying right now. And then one more thing that not all people know about this is that in Kashmir, it is one of the states in India. Majority of them, 99% of the people that stay in Kashmir, Indian people stay in Kashmir, is a Muslim. 99% of them is a Muslim. So, if I go to Kashmir, I went to Kashmir 2 years back. It's really easy to get the halal food because halal food is everywhere. I can easily find a halal mutton and chicken. And that's why if you are a Muslim, if you want to come here to India, there's no problem at all. I really recommend to all people if they want to traveling to India, it is really easy for you because it is really easy to access the halal food. And yeah, I hope they answer the question on how to find halal food in India because it is so easy. Yeah, that's all what I can share about halal food.
Thank you, Miss Aisha, for your answer. Thank you, Miss Aisha, for your answer, and thank you for your question, my colleague. Now, I will hand over the session to Teacher Aisha. Your turn, teacher, and thank you everyone for your support.
Alhamdulillah. Um, it was amazing, Miss Aishah Budiman, telling us about your experience. Okay, Nurich and Afif, relax. You know, this is a coffee talk, so don't be too formal. You know, enjoy the session. Now, I am dying to ask you, Miss Aisha. Share me about your traveling experience while you were in India, because I have checked it out. I have a peek at your travel or YouTube channel. So tell me more about the traveling tips. Go on.
Tra- Okay, talking about travel, I know this is the most interesting part because a lot of people want to go to India because they want to go to the Kashmir. Kashmir is one of the beautiful place in India I've ever been. It is like you are going. It is called as the paradise on earth, Kashmir. So, talking about traveling tips or advice, actually to travel here, it is very cheap compared to other places. For example, if you want to go to Kashmir, uh, it is one of the places which have winter season. There is snow at the end of the year during March and Chinese New Year especially. So if you want to travel to Kashmir, I really recommend you guys to go there because all of them are Muslim. So if you are a Muslim, you want to get halal food, it is really easy to get there in Kashmir. And then the cost and expenses to traveling there in Kashmir actually is quite cheap. Especially if you want to play with the ski, play with the snow, and Kashmir is the best place because they have this one place called Gulmarg and also Sonmarg. It is one of the highest place in Kashmir, in which that place will snow heavily during Chinese New Year. So if someone wants to do this, their ski activities or any other snow activities, it's very cheap there. Because there's one thing that told me, Kashmir is the very cheapest place to travel in terms of snow and ski activities compared to other places like Switzerland and all. So that's why I can say that India is one of the places in which it is underrated, but then the experience you will get if you are traveling here is totally different and totally a new difference compared to totally a new experience if you are traveling compared to if you are traveling to other places because the people here is very friendly. I've traveled to Chennai before. Chennai, people there they are talking Tamil. Okay, same goes to our Indian friends in Malaysia. They are talking Tamil because previously the British people who colonized our Malay, our Malaysian, they took the Indian from Chennai. So that's why the people from Chennai they are talking Tamil. So whenever I go to Chennai, it feels like I'm going back to Malaysia because the way they are talking is same like what my Indian friends in Malaysia talk. Because in India, every state and every district they have their own language. Even the states I'm staying right now, they have their own language. It is Kannada. It is not Kannada, but it is Kannada. It is an Indian language. And if I want to travel from one place to another place, the language barrier is quite hard. It is one of the biggest challenge if I want to travel from one place to another place because in India, every state and every district they have their own different language. But then the most common language used over here is Hindi because yeah, all of us know that Bollywood movie is quite famous in Malaysia. So in Bollywood they are using Hindi, so that's why Hindi is one of the common language used here in India. So back to my story, I'm traveling to Chennai 2 years back. When I'm traveling there, um, there's I'm taking a train to go there to Chennai, and when I'm taking the train, actually it really looks like an old train in which there's no door at the train. So if someone wants to jump out from the train, it is also possible because the safety is not that good. So that is one of the things that I think if one or someone wants to travel to India, they need to make sure they are using airplane if they want to go from one place to another place, unless they want to experience on the old train, which is, the safety is not as good as what is there in Malaysia. So in terms of safety, it's better to take airplane if you want to travel from one place to another place in India. So that's what I can share a little bit things about traveling tips in India. Yeah.
That's a really good tips that you have given to us, Miss Aisha. But I have one question for you. Like, what is your favorite food or drinks at India that you would recommend to us?
About the favorite things, of course, it is the chai. I don't know either people in Malaysia well know about these drinks or not. It is called chai. Chai is one of the most favorite and the most common drinks used in the breakfast when they are taking their breakfast. They will always take the chai together. But then we Malaysian students, we are taking the chai during night time when we want to eat something. Chai is actually a tea, Indian tea. It is quite similar to teh tarik in Malaysia, but then the only difference I think is teh tarik they contain bubble at top of the drink, but then chai they doesn't even have the bubble. So chai is my favorite drink. And the second Indian food that I like is puri bhaji. Puri bhaji is basically like bread that looks like a bubble. So it contains air in the honey. So whenever I want to eat, I need to crush down the bread because it contains air inside and stick in a bhaji. Bhaji is basically anything that they want to eat together with the bread or rice. They call it as bhaji. So the most common bhaji used when they prepare a puri bhaji to me is the potatoes bhaji. So I will dip into the potato bhaji with the fluffy bread. So that is I think the most recommended food if you want to try, if you want to travel in India. Yeah.
Thank you for your answers, Miss Aisha. I will definitely remember all the tips about the traveling that you have given to us and maybe try some of the chai that you just mentioned just now if I travel to India one day. And now, we would like to invite again one of our panels to ask some question for you. So, I would like to invite Nurul Najiha. You can ask your question now.
Thank you, Narish. My question is how to become an how to become an excellent student and how to make sure our target become achievable. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. How to become an excellent student and make sure your target or ambition achievable. Actually, it is quite a difficult question because even me, I'm struggling in my medical studies. But then there's something that I think I need to share over here. First of all, when you want to become an excellent student, you should have a time of life. You should be organized. You should visualize the goals, your goals. So what I say about timeline of life, basically, it is like a timeline in which you should mention what is your age currently. Okay, for example, you are 70 years old. So what you want to do in the next 5 years, like at this age, what kind of things you want to achieve. You need to write and jot down everything on this single piece of paper. Like on the first things, you need to write down what is your age right now, what you are struggling right now, and then after around 5 years, after these 5 years, what you want to do next. When your age reach to 18 years old, what you want to do. If your age reach to 90 years old, what you want to do. So you should visualize everything on a single piece of paper. Just provide paper and provide pen and write everything on a single paper, like what you want to do at this age, what you want to do when you are the 20 years old, how to go there. I know there's a lot of people who want to do this, want to do that. I want to be that, I want to be this. And you should always clear with the goals, like when you are doing something, I want to get straight A in SPM, for example. How to get there? How to reach the goals? So you should be clear with the pathway. Everything should be clear if you want to achieve that goal. So after you put everything on the single piece of paper, make like a timeline. Like at this age you want to do what, at this age you want to do that. Make it in a 5 years period of time and renew it every year. For me, I always renew it every year. So after you already finish up your timeline of life, patch it in front of your at your study table. So every time you want to start a new thing, you will look at your timeline. So make sure you will never deviate from the things that you want to be. So make sure you have your own timeline of life, like you need to visualize your goals. And then the second thing is that um, the question asks about how to make sure our ambition is achievable. So the thing is, make sure we choose the ambition that parallel to our interest and also capability, because interest only interest, it is not strong to support you along the way. If you want to be someone, if you want to achieve something, if you want to be that things, if you want to be that things, like you need to make sure your ambition is parallel with your interest and also capability. How to know your interest? So the things that I do is you can simply just tap on the Google search bar and look for the personality test. And there's a lot of personality tests. So just take one test and evaluate yourself. So after you finish up the test, you gotta know what is your interest, what is the things that you are good at from the end result of the personality test. And then the second thing is about the capability. Okay, actually, for capability, if you have patience to become someone, you should make sure you also have the capability. So how come you should know whether you have the capability to do something or not? One of it is you can look at your exam results to know whether you're capable in terms of knowledge, you are capable on that certain to, uh, subject or not, in terms of biology, physics, or mathematics. You should look at your exam results to know about your capability. And then after you secure these two things, I'm sure that the way to get through your the pathway to get through your ambition is very clear. And it is the third thing is about the study tips. To become an excellent student, actually there's a lot of study tips people are telling me previously. There's a lot of things that can be used as the main tools to perform well in our studies. But one of the things that I think is very most important is that you need to make sure you know what you are doing right now. Like for example, oh, I want to study this subtopic in the morning. So I will write on a single piece of paper, okay, Aisha wants to cover chapter 1 in biology, for example, and paste it in front of your study table. And then whenever you want to start doing that things, whenever you want to start studying about that chapter, you will know, oh, I need to cover this topic. So you won't be deviate from one thing to another because you need to settle down the things first. So you need to visualize what you want to do at that moment. So paste it in front of your study table. And then the second thing is you need to break down the topics and chapter into small chunks. So when you break it on the small topics, subtopics, it will be easier for you because like you will be focused on one single topic, one small chapter only, and one in one day. And then the third study tip, I think the most important one is keep away all the distractions. Like if you think phone is your distraction, keep away the phone from you because it might disturb you. So just use your laptop and your um, books to jot down everything. Because sometimes, when you are putting your phone beside you when you are studying, we are a human being. We tend to scroll down the social media, and if you got to read something bad news on the social media, you will be exaggerated. You will be your emotional status won't be okay after you read that bad news. For example, in Malaysia, even though I'm staying in India, I know what's happening in Malaysia. Hafiz Rashdi divorcing his own wife. Like if
Uh,
I'm studying right now, and if I read that kind of news, I will be like, oh my god, why is this guy doing? I will be like, oh my god, I don't want to feel, I don't want to know any other guys. Like my mind will be deviated from what I'm doing right now. So that's why keep away your phone, keep away the distraction from you. And then the last thing is that if you are stucking at certain topics, make sure you're asking help from your other friends and try to solve it first before you asking for help. After you already try to solve the equation, if you stuck, then ask others help. So that's what I always do in medical and also during my high school time. Yeah, I hope that could answer the question. Yeah.
well, I totally agree with your points there because
I'm
me
sorry,
myself,
Miss Aisha, but
it's okay, Afif, you can continue.
okay,
Yeah.
continue, Nourish.
Afif, you can continue.
It's okay. All right. Okay. I'm sorry for interrupt our conversation, but we have another question for you from our panel. Please please enter Nur Atika Nurdini bin Muhammad Anwar to ask the question. You may now ask, Atika.
Thank you, Brother Afif. Miss Aisha, what is the most challenging thing that you face in your study?
Okay, the most challenging thing I face in my study is about the language barrier. So when we are studying here, especially in a clinical years, it takes from year 3 to year 5 to enter the for clinical phase, year 3 and until year 5. So during clinical years, we will engage with a lot of patients instead of just studying about the theory during our pre-clinical time, during first year and second year. For clinical years, we need to communicate a lot with the patient. Like we need to ask a lot of history to the patient, like why that patient got fracture at the side, what did the patient do, did the patient jumping or riding a motorbike before getting the fracture? Like you need to ask a lot of things to the patient. Okay, so when talking about the challenge, of course I will say about the language barrier. As I've mentioned previously, people here they talk a lot of language. They talk a lot of language. I can say a lot because India they have more than 1,000 different language. it is not like in Malaysia, people who speak Kelantanese or people who speak Terengganu Logat, but then in India, they are totally a different language. There is like the new language that even people from Belgaum they cannot understand someone who stay in Kashmir because in Kashmir they are talking in Kashmiri language. Even the people here, the citizens here in India, they cannot understand each other if they are traveling from one state to another state. So that's why I can say the most challenging thing staying here in India is about the language barrier. When I want to talk to the patient, the most language that I can say I'm good in is Hindi. Uh, that is one of the language, the most common language used here. But then there's also some patient that doesn't even know Hindi because they use other language to talk. They are using Marathi or they are using Kannada language. So it will be a bit difficult for me. That's why what I learned here is how to appreciate someone's body language and how to appreciate their expression when they are smiling, when they are in pain, when they are depressed. So I learned how to know and be empathized with someone who in pain. I learn with the body language and also the expression of the patient a lot when I'm studying here because I cannot understand some language like Marathi. If they are speaking Marathi, I cannot understand that language. So I tend to look at their body language and tend to analyze what this patient wants to say actually. So that is the most challenging things studying here. Yeah, that's the answer.
Thank you for your answers, Miss Aisha. So, it seems that today we have lots of viewers that joining us in this lovely session. I see that some of our viewers look curious, so let us take a look at some of the question coming from the viewers. So, the first question is from Mr. Tan Kiwa. The question is, Miss Aisha, may I know what is the most challenging things for Malaysian students if they want to further their study in India?
Okay. Thank you so much, Teacher Tan Kim Wah, for the question. So, what is the most challenging thing for a Malaysian student if they want to further their study in India? Actually, I think this is from my own perspective. The most challenging thing is about the cultural difference over here compared to Malaysia. Because the people here for me, they are completely different from us. One of the different culture that I think is weird, but it is common practice here in India is they love eating while standing. If you want to go to a restaurant, you will never see a chair. If the restaurant is not a five-star restaurant, the restaurant won't even have a chair outside of the restaurant or inside the restaurant because they only provide a long table at the restaurant. So when I want to go eat something at the sea, I saw like I'm kind of weird. Like, where's the chairs? Where should I sit? That is during my first year, 4 years back. I was like, didn't not fully open the shop yet because the chair is still not there. But then I saw there is a customer. They are taking the food and they put the food on the long table and they eat while standing. And after that, a lot of customer coming and eat like that, and a lot of customer coming and stand behind each other. So I was like, oh my god, this is how they eat. This is amazing because in Malaysia, every restaurant have their own chairs. So that is one of the things in which I think it is different in terms of culture compared to us in Malaysia. So you need to always be prepared with these differences. And then one more thing, talking about culture. Actually, people here, if they are agree with something, if they are totally agree with something, they will make this kind of gesture. Like, yes, I'm agree with you. They will make this kind of gesture in which in Malaysia we think they are not agree with us. But here, if they are talking to you and they make this kind of gesture, they really agree with what you are saying. So this is kind of difficult for me to digest because during my first year of studying in India, I attend this kind of exam. It is a practical exam. So during practical exam, I get paid based on my examiner speed. Like the examiner will ask the question to me, and I need to give the answer. So when I talk to the examiner, the examiner tend to make different answer. He's nodding. So I was like, oh my god, did I answer wrong? So, and it kind of makes me difficult to control my own emotion at the time because I thought he's not agree with what I'm saying, but actually he's agreeing with what I'm saying, with everything that I say. Because he do this kind of gesture all the time. So after I finish up the exam, I asked to my Indian friends like why your lecturers keep nodding to to everything that I say, but his face is smiling. I was like, it's so weird. He's not agreeing with what I'm saying. Is it? Did he being sarcastic to me? He's smiling, but he's nodding. But then my Indian friend told me that actually he's agree with you. So that is one of the different things compared to us in Malaysia. I hope they answered the question.
Thank you, Miss Aisha. So, I hope Miss Aisha respond answer your question, Mr. Tan Kiwa. And then we have another question from Shanti Tirushelvam. Isn't it dangerous to go to Kashmir and we overly scrutinize and check? In Kashmir, the locals talk in Hindi or Urdu, right? Not Tamil. I see that Miss Shanti here is very curious about our session here, so you may answer now, Miss Aisha.
Okay, actually, there's a it's quite difficult to answer this question because Kashmir is currently related to Kashmir is safe between India and also Pakistan. So half of the Kashmir is belongs to Indian, half of the Kashmir is belong to Pakistan. So actually, Kashmir is the place which is stays at the border of India. So a lot of war occurring over there because it is at the border of the country, right? Even it is near to China. So China, Pakistan, and India, they are fight to get the land in Kashmir, but half of it already belongs to India, half of it already belongs to Kashmir. So since Kashmir is located at the border of India, I can say in terms of war, it is quite common for the war to occur over there. But then they have their own security, like their army won't even touch the tourists. If you go to Kashmir, there will be a lot of army staying at the roadside while holding their pistols and their equipment, but then they won't even dare to touch the tourists because they are staying there to protect Indian border. So if you go there, don't be scared with the army. They won't even dare to touch you. Just enjoy the trip because for me, it is so experience. Since Kashmir people, they are very friendly with local people, especially they speak English well. But then most of them spoke each other using Kashmiri language. It is not Hindi, it is not Urdu, it is not Tamil. Because as I mentioned previous, Tamil only used in Chennai. India have a lot of different states. So the one that use Tamil as the main language is Chennai. It is not other states. So, if you ask me as a candidate, is it recommend to go to Kashmir or not? I can say it is yes. It is a yes, especially if you are from Malaysia, because Kashmir people they are very friendly to Malaysian people. Whenever we are walking at the street, they will be like, oh my God, you are Malaysian? Hi. They will be like very friendly to Malaysia because they think Malaysia is one of the most friendly country. So they are reacting back same things to us. They are being friendly to Malaysian. So there's nothing to worry about if you want to travel to Kashmir. Um, I I hope they answered the question.
Thank you for your answer, Miss Aisha. I hope this clear your thoughts about Kashmir, Miss Shanti. So we got another question from Miss Mastura of mine. Miss Aisha, what do you suggest Malaysian students do if they are interested to further their study in India? What are the best university there?
Okay, about the question, what I will suggest if you want to further their study in India. Okay, actually, it depends on people. Like if someone wants to further their study, need the scholarship. half like maybe 90% sponsored by Mara. The only university offered is USM Kelly International Program. That is the only university. We are the last batch. We are the last students in this USM Kelly program. We are the last university in India. Previously, there's a lot of other universities such as Manipal University and also Bangalore, Ramaya Hospital in Bangalore. But then, actually, Mara and also JKA, they already ended scholarship to the student of Manipal and also Ramaya Medical Student in Bangalore. I know what is the reason. So the only program left if you want to study in India is this university, that's the International Medical Program. Unless if you want to go there by your own sponsorship, without any other sponsorship, you want to go alone with your own money, you can choose other medical college. I would recommend you one of the most excellent college of it is Janati. It is the top three medical college in Karnataka. So if someone wants to further study under their own money, they can go to the NNC Medical College. Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, JNNC. So it depends on people if they want to go further their study in India under sponsorship or by their own money. Where to get to see the NNC Medical College. And the only one left if you want to study get the sponsorship is Yatagalabi International Medical Program, Yatagalabi IMG. Yeah. Okay, that's all for the question, Ms. Masila.
Thank you, Miss Aisha, for the answer. So over to you now, Afif.
Thank you so much for all the questions, dear viewers. Now, um, and thank you so much for your response, Miss Aisha. All of it are very clear and well-defined answers to our dear viewers. Now, I will hand over this session to Nourish.
Now I would like to invite our lovely math teacher, Madam Aisha, to give a few words about our program today. You may welcome now, Madam.
All right, thank you, Nurich and Afif. And she got confused, yeah, Nurich, because she has Madam Aisha as the Muet teacher and Miss Aisha as the special guest. So that's normal. Don't worry about it, Nurich. All right. So thank you very much, everyone who is being with us. Okay, it has been roughly 1 hour. I already shared the SPLKPM link for teachers only. All right, we will share the SPL KPM again later for teachers only. Then I also shared teacher or student voice. So please click the link and give your thoughts. And finally, the link for e-certs. All right, for the teachers and students. I know this is one of the reasons why you are here, students, so that you can have the certs for your future reference. All right, you have to make sure you get an A for your merit for co-curriculum marks. Now, actually, students who are studying overseas are very close to my heart. Okay, this is to flashback my experience, just sharing, Miss Aisha, because I've been to Lincoln University, Christchurch, for 3 years to do my first degree. So, I've been there, I've been traveling, I've been seeing other people, and I would like to know what is going on with India. We also had an experience while sharing session. Yeah, we did from Germany. So we are looking for those students or Malaysian who is studying or living overseas, because my students, they love to hear stories, especially experiences from the people who are living or studying overseas. Thank you very much for your cooperation, Miss Aisha. Okay, thank you very much for the team, my technical team, my project manager Huda and her amazing team, Amirul, Afif, Nurish, too many names to be mentioned here. All right, so Miss Aisha Budiman, good luck, all the best for your future undertakings. Don't go anywhere. Do not sign off yet. We will have our photo session later. And then if you want to share about your YouTube channel, Miss Aishah Budiman, go on. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. If you have problem with the links or anything, just let me know. That's all. Thank you very much. I love you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm signing off. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Teacher Aisha. So, Miss Aisha, do you have some other words for the closure? Do you have
Okay,
anything to say for the viewers out there?
okay, so thank you so much for everyone that joined this live station from India to Malaysia, especially to the moderator that stayed with me from the beginning of this program until the end. And also thank you to special thanks to Madam Aisha about the opening speech. And thank you to all audience that joined this live station in YouTube also as well. So I want to say thank you to all. So if you got any other question to ask, you can approach me through my Instagram. But then if I got some extra time, I will take some time to reply all the questions. And then want to know more about my medical college and also program and how I get into this college from A to Z. I already shared everything on my YouTube channel, Aishah Budiman, Aishah, Aishah Budiman on my YouTube channel, so you can just get everything there. It is a 30 minutes video because it is a long process to get you here. So yeah, I hope it will be helpful and insightful for all of you. So thank you so much for joining today's session. That's all.
Thank you so much, Miss Aisha Budiman. So, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
we are at the end of the My Vlog How to Study Smart with Miss Aisha Budiman. Thank you very much, Miss Aisha, for sharing the valuable information with us today. We hope that all the viewers remember all the tips given by Miss Aisha just now. Dear teachers and students, do not forget to fill in the Google form for the exit ticket and digital certificate. I also would like to express most gratitude for our special guests, teachers, and students from Form 6 centers. You have done a great job for supporting our highly immersive program, My Vlog How to Study Smart for today. I am Nurish Kamalia with Muhammad Afif signing off right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.